Hi guys, it's jennibellie. Today I'm going to share a video with you that is actually from my monthly challenge group on my art community. I want to show it basically because I was quite late with it. It's from June. I did already have a video and a challenge in the June page, but I wanted to do this one as well and I was just running a little bit late with it. So I thought I would share it just so people who might not have realised that it's in the June page yet can get to see it. Also, it's using the recycled paper canvassing material that I showed you how to make a few videos ago, and a few of you asked me what you can do with it, so I thought I would share it for you guys who asked me that. And also it's a really easy portrait tutorial, it turned out to be. I didn't know it was going to turn out to be that. One of the good things about the monthly challenge group is I pick other people's suggestions, so I don't know every month what's going to happen. So it's a really nice ride. So for August, for example, I shared my manifestation journal, which is actually quite a private journal, and I didn't think I would share that at all, but it fitted so nicely in with August's challenge that I shared it. As I say, I don't know what's going to happen, so if you want to join in, come over to my Ning site, which is Journal Workshops. If you're already a member of Journal Workshops and you haven't joined the groups, just click into any group and just click the join button at the top and that will let you in, okay? So, much love everybody. Enjoy. Hi guys, it's jennibellie. I'm so sorry that this challenge is so late. I could apologise for ages, but I don't want to because I want to get straight into it, because I've got a little tutorial in here that I think you guys will quite like, so I want to get straight on with it because the page is already going. So this one is the 2 recycled items. So as you can see, I'm using a comic book page as my base here. I'm just splattering on, this is just acrylic and water mixes, so I'm just splashing it on randomly just to get the background going a little bit. Now the tutorial that I'm going to do in this video is regarding the recycled paper towel material that I showed you how to make, and here you can see I've got a little piece here. And I'm just going to show you the edges. I've used pinking shears, or not pinking shears, but the fabric kind of shears to cut them, and just showing you the edges so you can see if you make them well how well they stick together. Now the tutorial is going to be on doing a little bit of a portrait on them, and a really easy portrait too, so I think some of you are gonna like experimenting with this. So you want to first just do a really light sketch. Now you guys know me, I'm a little bit impatient, I want to get paint down and things like that, so I don't sketch too much. But if you feel like you want to map the face out a little better than what I am, I just put in the eyes, put in the nose, put in the mouth vaguely where I want them to be, and I get going. But if you want to do it a little bit more, you want to feel more comfortable doing that, then do that. But you can just do this. I don't want you to get too bogged down in it, because you can just do a really quick sketch. And then the paint that I'm going to use is going to be acrylic. You can see the skin tone there that I've got is a soft body, but the rest are heavy body because they're really nice opaque colours. So one really thin layer on this, as you can see, this is the soft body, and it's already just covering up all of the colour that's on there. And this is how much I don't really care, I'm just daubing it straight onto the face. So all you're doing with the face is literally paint by numbers. You just want to fill it in. Leave out the eyes. I leave out the eyes and I leave out the mouth, and it looks quite scary, but you just want to fill it in. It's super simple. Don't want to get too stressed by it. And I'm going to go on to a bit of shading with the yellow ochre and a bit of highlights with the white. And I get asked a lot about shading, and people getting really quite terrified by shading. If you stress out about stuff too much, it kind of creases up your creativity. You know, it kind of draws it in, it kind of draws you back and stops you from just going full out creative in your artwork. So don't stress about it too much. All I do with shading is I think about where the light is coming, I think about where the light will be hitting it most, that's where I put the white, and where the shading will be, that's where I put yellow ochre, or I mix up a little bit of a grey. So you can see the hairline. I'm kind of imagining here the light's coming from the right hand side, so there's going to be shading down the left hand side as you see it, and then highlights coming up on the nose and the cheek areas that are and the chin that are more protruding. But I don't worry about it too much. I can't worry about it too much because I'm too impatient in my creating. I want to get going. I'm not at the moment with my creativity. I'm not at a place where I enjoy spending 4 hours on a piece. I just want to create. I'm not one for hanging around in my art. As you can see here, I'm slapping it down every which way. Texture's good. Don't worry about it. Making up a bit of a blush colour, and I'm just going to make that a bit darker for the lips. I'm just filling them in. I'm not, worrying about it too much. It really does look quite scary at the minute, doesn't it? But just, it's kind of a paint by numbers thing. Don't freak out about it. Don't worry about a sketch being underneath it, too much. So as you can see there, the chin comes out a little bit, the cheeks come out a little bit, so I'm putting a little bit of the white on those areas. But this is what I really wanted to do with this recycled fabric, is use it as a canvas, because I really like the texture of it, and it works really well with heavy bodied acrylics because that is very textured as well. If you do the brush strokes like I am at the minute, kind of letting them be quite loose. And I've decided that the neck's going to be a little bit darker underneath the face. The face is going to give it a bit of shading, so I mix out a darker colour. White for the eyes. And now most people don't want their faces ever to really look this ugly. But it's just a stage. People when they start drawing faces, they just want them to always look good through every stage, and you don't have to be like that. Just allow it to evolve, rather than being stressed from the very beginning about you want it to look like a face. It doesn't have to. It can look like the Joker for a little while if you want it to. Okay, so mixing up the hair. And now I'm going to go back onto the main page. I'm going to use some scrap papers to add some layers and some texture. That one that I've just put down is a waste paint page, and then all the scrapbook papers. I really like reusing my waste paint. You can see in the background here, I really like reusing them. A little bit more comic book. Now onto acrylic, just slapping it down, different colours. Happy colours, bright colours, orange, yellows and pinks. Kind of in the same colour family, I guess. Not too contrasting, but my favourite. You'll see me use this pink a lot. I think this is magenta medium from the Liquitex ones that you saw me do with the face. Text page, scrap text page from, obviously it says scene 6, so it's obviously from a play. You can see behind there is also a bit of, I don't use it in this page, oh I've moved it, never mind. Okay, what I'm using now is the baby wipe, a recycled baby wipe, and some people ask me if they could make the recycled fabric out of baby wipes. Go for it. If any time I show you how to make something and you don't have that certain thing, you have a substitute, just go for it. Don't worry about asking me. You don't need to ask me for permission to use it. Just play with it. What you got to lose if it doesn't turn out, and you might come up with something completely unique and different yourself. So you can just use the paper like this that I'm doing for recycled, just a bit of texture. And now what I'm going to do with the face is just do the definition, just get a good black pen and then just draw the face on. It is a really simple way of doing your faces, and I know some people might get freaked out with the idea of painting before the drawing, but give it a go, because this is the way that I find is the quickest and the most easiest even to do my faces. So you might want to learn how to sketch it a little bit. If you're very brand new to it and you're not comfortable yet doing that, you might want to get going with the sketches a little bit. But then just have a go with the paint technique and see if it, I think you might surprise yourself, because I remember how it used to surprise me. And with the pen, I'm not doing lots and lots of definition. I'm just doing, I kind of like the sketchy look. If you wanted to go in more and do more definition, but as you can see, like, look at the lips and look at the nose. I haven't filled out every length of every line. I've just kind of given it enough to know what it is. You know, it's obviously a pair of lips and it's obviously a nose, but just not gone in heavy with it, I guess. My eyelashes. I think she's got quite a 50s hairstyle, actually. I'm looking at it. And with the eyeballs, what I've got is some gel pens, and I'm just going to do a mix of a few different gel pens. And if you do kind of like a zigzag line across in the circle, it does really replicate what happens in your actual eye. If you look in the mirror and you see all the lines of colour that we have in our eye, it's a really quick way of kind of mimicking that. I'm just going around with the pen to kind of make it look like it's a bit faux stitching or something around the edges. Give it a bit of definition. White gel pen for some extra, more precise highlights. And if you want to, if you're someone that wants to spend more time on your faces than me, you can develop this painting so that, you know, it's not as quickly done, I guess, as what I've done it. You can do some more really nice portraits, more real life portraits if you want to. Now the recycled items I'm using here, that is just like a journal. As you can see from the back, I used it as like a stamp pad, and I nearly threw it away. Even I often forget and try and throw things away, and then go, oh no, and pull them back out the bin. That's another piece of the recycled fabric that I painted the face on, that I did a bit of stitching on the machine with, so I thought I'd add that as well. And this flower here is actually, if you're in my life book lesson, you might recognise it as one of the flowers that's left over, so I'm recycling things from another project as well. So there's a few recycle items in there. That journal spot there with the lines on is actually out of my, I make like mini journals as freebies for my shop that I give away for people who buy things out of my shop, and for whatever reason I had that left over. And this is obviously a piece of paper I saved out of, you know, one of those like spiral bound things for work, and I saved that. And I just like the edge, it's giving it, again, just think about textures and layers, and I think so many recycled items hold so much interest in them. Things that you would throw away, thinking that you might use the rest of that page but not the page with the holes in. No, use the part that's got the holes in, you know. And it just adds stuff to your pages that other people won't necessarily have on, you know. It's not the same embellishment that's been bought from a craft store. I am using embellishments that I bought from a craft store. Here's some washi tape, look, that are lovely. One of my lovely online friends sent me. So I'm putting this in here because it matches the green out of the paper. So I'm drawing more of that colour in as well. And now just some gesso, just to mingle in the bits of paper and washi that I've just added onto it. Kind of stops the layers being so obviously standoutish. If you can see here, I'm going over the baby wipe. So that's it. I'm going to do some journaling onto it, and that is my 2 recycled item or more challenge done. Thank you for watching, guys. Much love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.